here. And I'm very proud to introduce Mark Dennis.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This reading, for better or worse, is for the twister. Watching the Queen on TV. It was shortly after the massacre. We were all glued to the news. Children dead in a Scottish town, yet one step closer to the apocalypse. Of course, we believed it all, immediately. It is the course of human events. Regardless of the extent of prior villainy, we will make progress, we will do worse. Never having been a monarchist, I was surprised to find myself weeping at her sadness. It occurred to me that she was a mother, and seeing the wet red eyes of other mothers, their homes hysterical with the silent voices of children, she, the Queen, could no longer maintain her queenly composure. And it was terribly sad when she laid the flowers down. You could feel her angst, time and continents away. The unknowable burden being the mother of a nation and savior of no one. The sound of a pistol cracks through the early spring air. A window slams shut. A truck backfires. Morning shrugs itself into afternoon. Afternoon slides into evening. Darkness descends. This is all very different. Stealing from Bukowski. It astonishes me, the young poets who come to my door. They are hip and tragic and generally poorly read. They come to my door looking for something I don't have. If I had answers, I'd have used them. Life is good. The Gypsy Kings, or Pat Metheny, or Jane Siberry, or The Bird play on the box. We eat well, we drink well, we bed well. The poetry is the same. One damned line, much like the rest. My small victories heralded by no trumpets, no angels sing. I publish in small magazines, in small editions, and short press runs. Mostly, the critics ignore me. The others range from polite indifference to ranting diatribe about my plebeian nature, the lack of music and grace. The young poets, they come to my door. So I pour them a glass, put Nero or the Train on low, listen to what they have to say, read their poems, and then tell them, it will not feed the cat. There is no gravy, no garlands or bright lights. If you have to write, you will. Read everything. Make good choices about what to read twice. I tell them that writing isn't as important as being a good person. They give me that look like I'm holding something back. And then, like my critics, they leave unsatisfied as well. That this joy lasts. She's talking to her mother on the phone, and you have pulled her underwear down below her ankles. You are standing beside the woman you love, and you have your fingers, 3 of them, inside her. She is rocking and wet and breathing hard, and at the same time, trying to be a daughter. She's laughing and trying to converse with her mother, the contradictions both horrifying and making her giddy. You do not remove your hand, but slide to the floor and your knees where you begin this most sacred of prayers. You replace your fingers with your tongue. Listen as her voice becomes staccato. You are not distracted when she pulls your hair. This all takes place in minutes, parts of minutes, seconds. The conversation over, she does not move except to hang up the phone. She stands with one hand on the fridge for balance, the other rooted in your hair, pulling your face deeper into that mystery of want and need and discovery and faith. And that is how it all ends. You on your knees and praying that this joy lasts. Monday. Another day of work where I did what I was told. I always feel there should be some reward for doing what you're told, because most of the time I feel like anything but. Today's work was more of the same. I put barcode tags on some things and pulled them off others. This is how my day goes. I get up in the morning and have a bath. After the bath, I cover certain parts of my body with baby powder, others with deodorant, toothpaste, aftershave. I almost never eat breakfast until I've been up for a couple of hours, and usually it's just a can of Coke and a small joint. If there's a newspaper, I read it. I usually have to use the crapper twice, once when I first get up and once again before I go out the door. On the way out, I check to see if there's any mail, always hoping for that miracle to come through the box, that miracle that says you don't have to work anymore. I don't mind work if I have to, but I'd never think of it again if I didn't. I live downtown, so the bus is near. I take it, get off where I should. Work starts, and then 8 or 9 hours later, it ends. I get back on the bus and head downtown. Once home, I check the phone for messages, the fridge for a Coke. I sit at my desk and take my time. I pull out my little yellow box, take a paper from it, twist myself up a treat. The smoke swirls around the room as the day falls away. Life begins when she walks in the door, reminding me sweetly of what it is I really care about. Fish in the ocean, tears in the sea. We have moved to the ocean and spend as much time at the beach as we can possibly manage. All the myths mean nothing, but the ocean truly soothes. The endless waves massage the heart and the soul, and that is what we need. So hopelessly in love with each other, we are unable to guard from the arrows of our desire. Our passion, sometimes finding direction in paths that lead away from our home, lead to beds that do not recognize our marriage. And there is no blame to be considered, no fingers to point, only the days, one stacked on another, each one our past, the promise of each our future. We weather the storms of emotional hurricane and tidal wave, rest easy when the ocean is calm. We are not deceived by blue sky and gentle sea, but rather enjoy the good sail while we can, batten down the hatches when the sky threatens black. This day full of promise. Let's say you're a deer. And as deer go, you're smarter than average, you're having a good year. Whatever it is that you like to eat is plentiful. You found an excellent source of cool, clean water. Your summer is going exactly as you planned. Your antlers are coming in, things are on target. The doe of your dreams is doing doe-eyed things. It's a Monday morning, although that means nothing to you. It is just past dawn, and you don't know that you are upwind from the bear. This is the forest. These are the trees. The flowers are beautiful and the air is sweet. In the city, madness sometimes descends in such a random fashion that if it weren't horror, it would be humor. You could be walking home from dinner or work. You could be in your bed under safe sheets. A man approaches out of the darkness, neither malice nor mayhem on his mind. He thinks no more evil than the bear, quiet in the shadows. There is no thought to the natural order, no safe place for the hunted. Noon shines down directly as flies skydive the crimson puddles. The bear, having manifested its will, its destiny, its reason for living, has wandered to a nearby meadow. Providence has blown a beehive from the crooked branches of an aspen into the sweet-toothed path of the bear. There is another somewhat shaded pool where dessert and a nap ensue. The bear dreams bare dreams, none better than reality. In the city, the closed windows of the home you once lived in keep in the sound of the blue flies and the answering machine's unhappy drone. Hours, days, weeks. One of them pass and you're found by a partner, a friend, the mailman. Your story is in the paper. The killer is found or not. The sun comes up the following day with no regrets and no remorse. This day as full of promise as every other since the beginning of time.